It is finals time on SRL TV. Both of these teams' last chances to try and advance to play in the prelim. The New Auckland Warriors taking over North Queensland Cowboys. Ollie Pache, Lachlan Martin with you on this one. Lockie, a lot of interesting questions to be asking here of these two sides. What do we have going into this one?
Yeah, look, this game is very interesting because both these teams have shown that they have the ability to compete with the top teams. However, neither team has beaten anyone ahead of them on the ladder. And both teams have beaten everyone below them on the ladder, which, if that trend were to continue today, you should be expecting there to be a Cowboys victory. But the Warriors, they've got a bit of fight in them. 46-0 they won last week, but there's a whole different beast after beating the Rabbitohs. They've got to take on the big dog, the Cowboys, and this is going to be an absolute mouthwash. This is going to be an amazing clash. I'm really excited.
I am absolutely looking forward to this one. Jai McCartney gets us underway with his left boot. And the North Queensland Cowboys will get their first opportunity. And Robbo Mobiston commences the hit-ups of the SRL final series. Mobiston quick play the ball out to Moana. Worth noting the Cowboys, they got out to an electric start in their last outing, where they absolutely trounced the Eels, put up 42 first half points, but it did look slow in that second half. So they also do have that other result they had in that second round 6 weeks ago. Cowboys did end up coming on top there, 42-6. So we have that to try and go after as Kavar will get the early kick away. Tried a 40-20 attempt to just put it out on the full.
Yeah, Kavar, he's just sort of kicked out and seen where it's gone, and it's just gone absolutely horrible for him. Off the edge of his boot, it's a big kick, but it just never looked like going in. Nearly landed in the crowd, in fact. That is not a good start from the Cowboys, and this could be dangerous for the Cowboys early on. The Warriors are going to get first opportunity here.
Yeah, well, now their first opportunity, they'll get great field position out of it as they're already inside Cowboys 40, thanks to that 40-20 attempt by Kaval. And well, it happened also in that game against... Oh, here's Simons just holding that fort for a moment, but good work by Amatanga to get over there and cover the defense. Just coming back to that fort. We did have, I believe, those 40-20 attempts that just didn't seem to pay off, and just came be shanked, and it's happening again here with North Queensland. But last now for the Auckland Warriors. They'll put up a kick for Bunce, but Tara Maxwell had come across and made a good tackle. Oh, sorry, a good take, rather. Able to get that one back. It stays to pace, puts a huge fend on, and then takes off, trying to go down the left sideline. Bunce has to come back and cover, but he's done well here. Not usually a starter, stays to pace, and now here goes Mobiston. The two prop forwards that are starting here, they've elected to go to pace and Mobiston in the front row. Callum Owen has moved to the second row. Jamal Kausakau on the bench for this one. They'll likely see some action from him later on in his first half as Cambolo puts on a step. 3 incredible line breaks from the Cowboys already. As now they look to send an inside ball for Callum Owen. He gets down just to the 10. He'll play it there. Where do they look to go? They look left side for Kavala, then Moana to put up the kick. Bunce is situated in goal, but it hits the bar! And it comes back to Aramatangi, but he's tackled 5 out. Oh, that might be a big let off for both sides there.
Yeah, that bat could have gone either way. Tyler Aramatangi, I think he was expecting it to bounce towards him like that. I was more expecting it, a knockback. Luckily, the Warriors had a defender back there. Made a really good tackle on Tyler Aramatangi, and now the Warriors survived that. Both sides showing good signs early on, but neither able to capitalize off their opportunities.
Yeah, I think Thomas Wallace actually did try and do a backpack there rather than claim it for himself, and might have tapped it on even further. It's a huge shot by Rex Slattery on Thomas Wallace that sent him to the ground, and he tried an offload to Jaden White, but didn't pay off for them. As Patrick Corcoran, he'll go for his own 40-20 attempt, and this one will land safely in field. Running back for it is Cooper Gronk, who has to regather himself and now tries to take off down the right flank. Bit dangerous there. He's trying to be pushed towards the line there by Bunce, but fall out, of course. Chance Bunce had to start from the bench last time due to his injury. And New Zealand seemed to have their best game ever as a result of that, thanks to that result against the Rabbitohs, putting up 46 and shutting them out. So perhaps they've just thought, with him only needing the 40 minutes, they just had that premonition for it. But they've opted to start him again. Captain did leave him out. Now they try and force the issue with him. Now Amatangi, he'll take off. Just can't get by a Whiteville on the coverage defense. We look to go now. Left side for Lord. Lord goes for a grubber kick and it's taken by Arnaldo Takuri. And Takuri, recently acquired by the Warriors for this season. Been solid for them. And big hit on Liam Rogers. The ball is loose. I seem to think knock on. And then McCartney takes it. He puts on a step. Didn't seem like anyone really wanted to claim it there for whatever reason. But eventually McCartney just decided to take the line on. And now Takuri goes again.
Yeah, disappointing urgency there from the Warriors. You know, they sort of just watched it there from both teams. Just sort of watched it. McCartney eventually picks it up and puts a bit of footwork from there, but you know, concerning signs there. No one really wanted it, and not something you want to see in an elimination final match.
Yeah, well, perhaps they just fear whoever they face in a prelim. As on the last, Josh Corcoran will go for the kick. It looks like Amatangi wants it to roll dead, and he does let it go. Beautiful read by Amatangi just to let that one go by. They're getting a 20-meter restart for North Queensland.
Yeah, it looked all right there. Looked like an all right kick, but it just didn't set up properly, and unfortunately, it meant that it rolled over the dead ball line. And well, Cowboys will get it back here. Tyler McTominay showed some great patience there to let it roll that far. Could have gone badly there too if it had set up. Yeah,
well, I mean, it's also good communication there. I think he just let Cambola know we're letting this one roll dead, and it just did end up doing so. Could have been 6. The pace breaks through. Stace the pace opens the accounts and is just barged through an open line. North Queensland take the lead.
What a great run here. Short there to Stace the pace, and he just runs straight up the middle. That's off the back of some great work there from the Cowboys. It's been a great set. The Warriors will be disappointed here, but Stace the pace. He is just so strong, so quick. One of the better front rowers in the comp in terms of lines, you know, just speed off the mark. And he just purrs through that line, straight up the middle. And he opens the account for the Cowboys here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he just got to pass that tackle of Buns. Buns couldn't lay a finger on him, so being to pay showing off the pace there as Caval from right in front will make no trouble of the extras. So 6-0 to start for North Queensland. About 11.5 gone. I think that's about what we were thinking coming into this match. North Queensland, they do like to get out to those early starts, and done so here again.
Yeah, the Cowboys, obviously last week and in previous weeks, in fact, they usually do get up to better starts. And Warriors, they're also sort of similar. They've had moments this season where they've sort of dropped off. Obviously, the most notable example is the Raiders game, 18-0 up at halftime before they eventually, you know, conceded 34 points to 11 in the second half. You know, both teams are known for the first half games. It'll be interesting to see who can win that second half, knowing this. The Warriors, they'll be disappointed in that try, but they just have to get back to it. Just keep doing what they're doing. They'll get another opportunity this game, and they have to just make sure they take it next time.
Yeah, it's a lot of rugby league to play in this one. See what Gronk can do with the ball. Of course, I did mention before it was joining Columbus. He's also usually playing off the bench, but they've given him the starting job again as Wallace takes a shot there from Logan Strange. A bit of how do you do. Yeah, they've opted to start Columbus. Oh, that's a poor kick there. Corcoran ends up fielding that one as that one barely got out of their own half. Didn't even. Now an opportunity for Auckland to try and put one up.
Have to take this one. They didn't take it last time. Let's see what they can do this time.
Now they go to Josh Corcoran. Yeah, I did want to mention starting Johnny Columbus. They've had Cameron Hodgson on the bench this time. I believe that's a bit unusual for what the Cowboys normally run, though that's what they've elected to go with this time around. White will play the ball 15 now. Bunn slots into acting half. Slattery runs over the pace. He's put on 2 huge don't argues already in this match. And they'll need him to lead by example more often. Corcoran with a bomb. Goes up and only finds Columbus. Rogers tries to take him out, but ends up only just finding 5 meters from the turf.
Yeah, it was a good set there by the Warriors, but I think they kicked in a little bit deeper there. There wasn't really many tastes on it either. The jump, there wasn't really much challenge as you would have expected there. Cowboys survive here, but the Warriors are doing good. If they just keep, you know, getting these opportunities, they'll eventually cross over. They just have to make sure they keep at it for now.
Yeah, probably their best one they've had so far, and they were just not able to capitalize on it, however. As Johnston throws out a risky offload to Tara Maxwell. Tries to get that one a bit further afield and perhaps set up a 40-20 attempt now on the last. See, Columbus goes to Moana, and that is a great kick that time around, but it won't find the ground. Instead, it's taken by Broughton Thompson. And the kick chase does have to eventually wrap him up about 33 meters out from their own line. Rogers, that's a very interesting short. So Ray McCartney starts again, and then goes once more. I don't think he wanted to be forced out, but he might just be. Aaron Matangi has taken him over.
Yeah, it looked like he might have worked for a second, but McCartney, that wasn't really the play ever there. You know, look, he ran down there, Amatangi saw and he just took him there and said, mate, you're going over the sideline, come over here, and he just swung him over. To help, I believe that was Damon Moana, and now the Cowboys start with decent field position.
Yeah, it's great support defense there from North Queensland. Just making sure that he couldn't keep the legs in the field and try and make himself fall backwards. Get all of his body over the line to really make a statement of it. And I'm sure they're absolutely getting around Aramatangi for that absolutely beautiful tackle there as Johnston is driven back there. Good tackle there by Takuri. Make sure that Johnson isn't getting many post-contact meters. Aramatangi, however, he goes through. Slattery was offside and steps the ankle tab. Aramatangi is over again.
Tyler Aramatangi, you superstar, just straight up the middle there. Chance Buns usually doesn't miss those ones, but he just got on the inside of him, and just got that little bit extra of him, got past him. Buns couldn't recover to make the tackle, and Tyler Aramatangi's in for the Cowboys second, and just once again, the Cowboys score with their opportunities. Warriors fail to score with their opportunities, and the Cowboys extend their lead.
Yeah, I mean, Aramatangi, 7 tries in 7 games. Can't fault that. Was second in season scoring, only behind Eli Barnes, and has put another one through. I mean, it's been such a dynamic force for them. Did the work on defense, rewarded on offense. Just beautiful work by the fullback as Caval slots it. 12-0 now to North Queensland, and they're already starting to put a stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, look, only 18 minutes gone still. There's still plenty of footy to be played, but the Warriors, their defense is lacking a little bit. You know, they're just letting those little meters get through. You know, there's just gaps they're just running straight through, and the Cowboys, they get opportunities and they just score pretty much straight away. The Warriors have opportunities, and the Cowboys defend them out. It's the Warriors, they have to take in and out. It's the response from this set. They have to put on some good defensive work here. Just make sure the Cowboys don't get outside their half, and they get to their next set. They just have to find a way to get back into it. I'm not sure how, because the Cowboys are a very strong outfit. It's going to be quite hard for the Warriors from here.
Yeah, well, I think they just need to rely on Matangi as well. He's just been such a solid anchor for them at that fullback role. Do I have to bring it up again, just how instrumental he's been to this Cowboys team success. Now they look to spread it right side here, and do find Aramatangi once again. He's under foot race as Barnes throws an offload out. Callum Irwin now trying to get away, but he can't do so, and is brought down about 17 short of the line. But a huge opportunity for North Queensland to attack straight after the kickoff. They've already pretty much ran it down 90 meters as the pace is brought down. Wallace over to Lord. Lord, another grubber kick. It came off a man, not played at. Moana picks it up again, just decides to take the run out at Jaden White. Can he bring him down just short of the line? He can with the help of Strange. And a huge tackle there just allows the Auckland Warriors to survive that scare.
Yeah, look, personally, I thought Rex Slattery might have played at that ball and potentially knocked on, and, you know, maybe that would have been a tackle restart there for the Cowboys. The Warriors should consider themselves very lucky that wasn't called 6 again. I personally thought it was. It looked like it came off the hand of Rex Slattery, but the ref said, nope, that was not played at, and handover. But the Warriors, they survive once again, but the Cowboys are making meters so easily at the moment. They just have to stop that. They have to get up in their faces, put pressure on them. Otherwise, it could get very ugly very quickly.
Yeah, there's some good pressure, though, from Patrick Corcoran with a corridor run. Yeah, I do think that actually came off the head, not the hand of Slattery, hence why ended up not giving anything for a played at, because, you know, he just kind of had his body in the way as Cambolo bursts through a tackle and only gets by. But again, Bunce is there as a secondary kick chase to prevent any more. Caval now out to Moana. Moana trapped up there by White, beginning, sorry, not White, that is one of the second rowers, I believe, David Barner getting in there, as well as Patrick Corcoran. They have also just gone to their bench already now with about midway through the second half. Just needing to find some more spark here as Namina, there he is, one of the bench players. Casey Namina breaks through and goes out to Wallace, but Wallace is wrapped up in a tackle there. And there's Patrick Corcoran involved as Matangi moves into acting half, just goes short to Lord for the one-up. About 21 out before his wrapped up. Lord will play it now for Wallace. Wallace out to Moana. Moana, a long kick. It's towards the goalpost again. It troubled them last time. Chance Bunce gets up there. But immediately wrapped up and just brought to ground. I'll try and send out an early attack here with Barner. And he is immediately wrapped up there. I mean, Cowboys just locking down defense right now. They're being very strong. But here's John Nanai, one of the strongest players in the SRL, bursting up for the line and trying to push the Cowboys back once more. Now to Kurdi, trying to get through again, but can't do very much this time around. About 25 minutes gone here, and the Cowboys still leading 12-0 in this SRL elimination final. And it's been an absolutely strong set for North Queensland, using their bench players very well with Namna and Kausakau. Corcoran will have to send a long kick down the center of the park, taken by Maxwell at the 30. They'll try and run it up there, and Cowboys getting really good field position for this set here. Nearly inside Warriors territory already on tackle 1.
Yeah, and the Cowboys just had absolute great line speed there, but it all means nothing as they throw an intercept. Cowboys getting another opportunity here now.
Patrick Corcoran got him away well. I think they knew he needed to make that one because they just had no momentum. They just had to basically run a 20-meter set, only getting 5 per play, and Corcoran just decides to get his body in the way, reads a pass well, and takes the ball from them. Huge play for them, and it's a huge momentum changer and a big chance for the Warriors. Probably their best opportunity to score thus far. So now Corcoran will try and take another run, but again, they're not getting much out of it. 24 meters. Corcoran will play it for White, goes short to McCartney. McCartney puts up a bomb that looks to be well short, but it is batted back for Bunce, but the defense read it perfectly. Cowboys wrap him up, and another handover.
We see very often that those kicks end up being tries with the fullback just stepping straight through, but Callum Irwin and Cooper Gronk, I think it was, just saw what was happening and made sure they marked Chance Bunce, and they did mark him, and well, he wasn't going anywhere there, and the Cowboys once again survive. And just like this, they're already up towards the 50.
Yep, Jamal Kausakau off the bench doing an incredible run. Already getting them up just near Warriors territory. And now Matangi takes another run, but that time was just brought to ground there by Corcoran. Tackled right on halfway. Maxwell meets McCartney and Rogers and does well to try and muscle out a few more meters in that tackle. Alana to Lord. Now with Wallace. Wallace puts on a fend, and now he's going to try and outrace Chance Bunce, but he can't do it. Ends up needing the help of Nanai as well. But it'll be tackled 9 short of a line and a huge opportunity for them. Oh, Namina, why are you going there? Oh, that's a huge mistake from North Queensland and definitely let Auckland off the hook there.
Yeah, I think after that happened, Damon Warner gave Namina an absolute mouthful. I don't think he's impressed with that. Get out of the way, mate. I am the kicker. Let me do my job and you do your job, mate. He was standing there being a passenger and, well, passengers, they're in the way. Not great there from Damon, Casey Namina.
Yeah, I think Namina was just trying to act as the guard, but didn't realize that the guard was in the way. As we did see a huge shot laid there, I believe, by Kausakau, but Corcoran responds with a hefty 25-meter break. Now to Kurdi. Kurdi trying to get through the tackle of Johnston, and eventually is wrapped up and brought to ground. Get one of their men back there. I think that's Moana. As McCartney will have to elect for the punt here with no real other option. Goes to the wing of Cambolo. Cambolo puts on a step. He's going to try and get by Bunce here on the sideline, and also did well to move his feet back infield. That's something that McCartney did on a previous short side raid, so good thinking there from Cambolo. Good awareness and good note-taking, I suppose, just knowing when to step in field, because you see how that mistake cost the team earlier in this match and ends up learning from it. But now they'll try and first again. Let's see who they go through. They try and go through Namina, but White is there with the arm tackle. Again, is getting some good ground here in North Queensland. They go to Johnston. He meets hard with the Curry. Is eventually brought down. Last play for them. Where do they go? They go to Moana. Moana, wow, opted for a bit of a long punt there, really, and ends up just finding the wing of Isaac Simons, who I suppose that's one thing that the Warriors haven't really been able to activate. They haven't had their wingers, Simons and Broughton Thompson, really do that much, but Maxwell and Cambolo have contributed very positively to the Cowboys thus far.
Yeah, look, now, Braun and Thompson and Simon still they've been very good this season for the Warriors, but the Cowboys just shutting them down like they're nothing. They just can't get any space, and unfortunately, it means that the Warriors don't start their set as well as they want to when they can't get their wingers to start them well.
And again, even with a winger taking the first run up there, again, the North Queensland defense tightening the screws. McCartney looks to go short side, but instead kicks to the long ways as Cambolo beats it man, and now is in a foot race here with Chance Barnes trying to get to the flank, but he can't get there. At the very least, he'll be tackled right over numbers, 11 short of a line. Wallace out to Moana, inside ball for Lord, read well there by White. Eventually, they'll get him to ground, but Chris Law did very well there to try and push through that tackle. Wallace now out to Moana. Can Moana muscle his way by Barnes? Will they turn him around? We'll have to look upstairs.
Great work here from Moana. I think this would be a try. I'd be very surprised if the ref sent it up as no try, but there we go. That's definitely down. Great work there from the Warriors. It looked like, Cowboys. You know, the Warriors, they should. How can they let someone like Damon Moana push forward? You know, he's not the biggest bloke. Damon Moana he did it last week. He must be pretty strong for such a small bloke. And he managed to push forward, and the Cowboys extend their lead. This is not looking good for the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you just see players sneaking underneath tackles, and that time it was a tackle of Daniel Engel and Chance Barnes, but he just made his way through it, and the Cowboys once more will take a 3-score lead with 5 minutes to go into the break. I mean, it's kind of a story that we've seen before. So it might already be worrying signs for North Queensland just to know that we're in another situation where we can't let our foot off the gas pedal, so it's time to keep our foot in it. But the Warriors know they've seen people come back from this, and they know they have a big opportunity to do so here, especially if they can force an error early on in the set.
Yeah, look, the Warriors were no better than anyone. Obviously, they were the team that led 18-0 against the Raiders before the Raiders came back to defeat them. They know 18 points, although it's a pretty big margin, it's not big enough to be uncomebackable. They can definitely come back still. They just need to finish their set. They need to start completing well. They can't give the Cowboys a sniff. If they get the Cowboys a sniff, then it's all game over. They have to just keep the pressure on.
Yep, just got to keep the foot down here. 4 minutes left to go in this half as Columbus went into dummy half there. Took a bounce off Lord, and then Cow breaks free. Bunsen really had to rush over to try and stop that one. His tackle just short of halfway. A great run again by Cow. Has shown great impact off the bench. Now here goes Lord once more. Into the tackler Patrick Corcoran. Down just inside the Warriors 40. Now over to Wallace. Goes to Johnston. Johnston and again with Takuri. These two have been trading blow for blow already so far this match. It's been very exciting to watch as Moana tries to go for a run here. He probably had Maxwell on his outside, but McCartney did well to shut that down. The handover for the Warriors.
Yeah, look, I would have expected Moana to put in the kick there. He didn't really do much. Just took the tackle. Maybe he's just trying to take out any chance of, Broughton Thompson or Simons putting, getting a kick return potentially. So he just took the tackle there. Not the worst option, I guess, but I would have liked to see better kickers. Now up the middle.
Nanai doing a great job there. Try to run to his outside to gain as much moves as he could with Matangi coming over to cover. Ends up getting tackled just shy of a 40 as they go to Rogers. Looks like the Warriors will bring on Strange and Slattery once more to try and give themselves a final couple minutes of impact. As here goes Broughton Thompson down the wing. They finally get him involved, but he was only able to get by Maxwell, and then the coverage defense came back. Columbus and Matangi doing their job to bring him down. Rogers now, Pat Corcoran, that kick might be a bit too deep. No, he waited it beautifully for Matangi, and McCartney comes in to make a huge tackle. Oh, with the help of Takuri, it's a line dropout.
They have 1 minute now for Warriors. If they can score here, that will give them heaps of confidence going into the break. But let's see if they can put some pressure on the Cowboys here. They have 1 minute to potentially do something here.
Yep, and there's a great deep dropout by Caval, forcing them to gain as much as they can. Slattery takes the first run at it. Where do they go? They go short side. Takuri out to Rogers. Rogers, a good tackle there by Moana. Just make sure he didn't get much out. They might have only one play left here. They go inside to Takuri. They will have only one play, and Wallace brings the Cowboys to halftime up 18 points to 0. And welcome back to the second half of the SRL final series. The Elimination Cowboys of the Auckland Warriors and North Queensland have been absolutely dominant. 18-0. New Zealand really haven't had much of a sniff here in this match, have they, Lachlan Martin?
No, not really, to be honest. Like, I think they've had opportunities, Warriors, but they haven't capitalized on any of them so far. 18-0 is the score here. They need to find something. The Warriors, you know, this is an elimination final. We sort of expected this, but the Warriors, they need to find something. I think it's going to be Chance Bunce. Chance Bunce is just going to tear them up the middle. Patrick Corcoran's going to make line breaks. They've just got to find something to get themselves sort of just some points. If they get some points, I'll give them a chance. But so far, they really haven't showed us much that can make me believe that they can still win this game. Which they still can, but they haven't shown me how.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this has definitely been one of the things that Auckland have kind of struggled with in the past, is they just haven't been able to generate points if they've been shut down in the realm of Chance Bunce. So they can shut him down. It seems to be the key to unlocking the Warriors in terms of just how to beat their offense. And, well, if you just score 1 point at that point, you're probably in business. That first set there, not much generated for Auckland. And North Queensland, they look pretty strong already. They've found great tries for Ryan Matangi. Got an early on as well. Stays to pace. Great prop forward try when he was able to step Chance Bunce. And they've gotten to Cameron Hodgson now. Hodgson has been brought on. They also have brought on, I believe, Kieran Wells in place of Thomas Wallace. Deputized at hooker as they go to Moana. Inside ball, Johnston. Will be brought down just shy of a 40 on the last here. So likely a punt opportunity for North Queensland. As Kaval will send it in deep, and he puts it brilliantly into the coffin corner. But Isaac Simons now with a big opportunity, puts on a step, but good coverage defense again. There we see it. We talked about the wingers earlier in this first half. And they haven't had much of an impact, and Simons definitely showed that he can do so there.
Yeah, that was a good good take there by Simons. Sort of just put on a bit of a step there as now Sean Walker with a step. But just let me keep pursuing the Warriors. You know, they've started this half well. That was a good defensive set. Put a lot of pressure on them. The Cowboys there. But they just have to keep going at it. Just have to win the field position battle to even get a chance to score points.
Yeah, if they can get inside the 30 with this play, they might be able to do so. Barner trying to get as much as he can, but Cowboys defense did well once more to prevent too much there. White will send it to Josh Corcoran, who elects to punt again to a coffin corner, that time to the other number 2 to Tara Maxwell. And yeah, great tackling there for Warriors. Great coverage defense. We saw that from the Cowboys in about first half, just not letting the wingers do much there. Though Matangi immediately gets the ball and just decides to cut through. Ended up making a couple miss, and they go short side again here through Maxwell. Bunce is really having to work overtime right now and trying to make these tackles. That might tire him out and really limit his offensive production, though remains to be seen here in this last 34 minutes. Moana, threw a pass that was ill-advised, and Patrick Corcoran with a huge intercept, the second of the match for this one, has been very instrumental in keeping the Warriors at least in a sniff of winning this match.
Yeah, it was a bit of interesting there. I don't know what Damien was really doing there, and Corcoran just sort of read it well and took the ball there, and, well, Warriors have good field position here. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, perhaps just read the situation there, Pat Corcoran. They look to the left side through Simons, and some great meters being gained there by Isaac Simons. Again, you just give him enough room and he'll take it from you. Try and go to the center of the park here. Finds Engel. And he's brought down 15 short of a line right in front of a post. So either side can really be gone to here. If either half at the end of it, they go to Josh Corcoran, who puts up a tough bomb under pressure. Batter back there for Bunce, but a good tackle here. He might be able to muscle his way over, but a great cover tackle. Did well to keep him out there. And the Cowboys survive a scare.
Yeah, it was a bit of an interesting kick there. It was actually a decent kick in the end. Looked like it might have been going a little bit too deep originally off the boot, but it ended up swaying around in the end goal. It was a tap back, and once again, the Cowboys, they just put plays around Chance Bunce. That time was Rohan Kaval, and, well, he couldn't, unfortunately, he couldn't do anything with it, and he just got tackled. And that's all they wrote.
Part of the Cowboys' game plan here. Just try and immobilize Chance Bunce as much as you can. Of course, a premier try scorer in the SRL. I believe actually tied with Also, sorry, yeah, he was tied with Imatagi, 4 tries scored, only behind Eli Barnes, and also led non-hookers in meters gained, just ahead of Eli Barnes. So he's definitely been the key for them. We'll see if he can produce more offensively. But again, just feels like the Cowboys have been able to shut any of his attacks down. It's Walker, he's ended up being brought down in a tackle. A very strong one there by Caval. Right now to Lawrence. Lawrence had to get an offload away for Corcoran, but Patrick ends up fighting to about the same spot he was tackled at. So perhaps not too much loss there. That tackle from Wells. White now to Corcoran. Corcoran has to punt and ends up finding Cambolo. Cambolo puts on another step. This time, the Cowboys winger, who hasn't really been needed to do too much here. Well, hold on. Short side right here with Caval. We've seen this happen before with McCartney, and it went all right, but that time, nothing to avail. As Amatangi again breaking through here. Some big plays being ripped off here by the Cowboys. 28 minutes and change gone. They've looked far more threatening, though they haven't been able to produce points. It's longer than they took in this second half to produce points than the first did, as well as an odd ball there. Eventually went to Cameron Hodgson. He's playing in the center of the park now. A bit of an odd position for him, but I'm sure he'll be able to get used to it. He's played it a bit of a lock before, as Namina, well, made an absolute meal of it and tried to do what he can with it. Moana on a broken play ends up bringing it all the way down to the 28, but that was a bit of poor communication again from North Queensland.
Yeah, for a second it looked like they could have done something with it, but it just, you know, it wasn't what was meant to happen. They should have been kicking it there. Moana ends up taking the tackle after he gets the offload from it. Namina offloading it to him with pretty much all players around. As someone, I'm not sure who that was absolutely destroyed there, but Corcoran dives on it.
Yeah, they got a bit lucky there. It was David Barner that ended up copping the shot. He ends up just coming back and recovering, recuperating for another hit up. Just said, don't take me off a ball one more time. I dare you. I double dare you. But he ends up being brought down anyway. Isn't able to do much with that. As now here goes Bunce. Bunce with it on attack. Ends up throwing a risky offload. Corcoran just barely gets his mitts to it. On the last, we saw the danger that Chance Bunce presents, and he was nearly able to capitalize. But another buster play. Bunce tries to go himself, and eventually they'll get him to ground. Cowboys again survive, but Chance Bunce, I think he showed some good signs of life that time.
Yeah, look, they're finally... He had a couple good plays there. It's been very, very quiet tonight, Chance Bunce. Cowboys done their homework. They've managed to sort of keep him a bit quiet, but, you know, there he broke through, and he looked like he had a bit of play. They wanted to do something with it after the play sort of broke down, but the Cowboys' defense was once again too good there. Warriors still yet to score today.
Yeah, they've just been absolutely shut down thus far. I think it's thanks to the Cowboys not only just shutting them down in defense, but also generating great field position with their chunk yardage, like they did there with Kobe Johnston. Now Lord, he's going to try and bring it into Warriors territory, but that time, the Warriors probably getting one of their better sets they've had thus far this match. Moana will look to punt it long, and again tries to go coffin corner this time to the edge of Broughton Thompson. It's eventually brought down right at the 20. What do you think the Warriors need to do here, aside from going to Chance Bunce? Who's another player they can look to try and generate a spark for them?
To be honest, I think it's the next best player. I think there's two players, three players. I think Nanai is one. He can do some tremendous runs as he takes a hit up there. But the other two, I think the Corcoran brothers are also key to their attack. You know, Josh Corcoran, one of the better halves in the competition. Pat Corcoran, he moved to lock midway through the year, and since then he's been one of the better locks in the competition. I think those are the two players that would be key if the Warriors can sort of help Chance Bunce out and sort of get them back into the game.
Let's see if I look to any of them, as Bunce has to play it on the last. I go to Josh Corcoran. He puts in a solid punt. Looks like the Cowboys want to try and let it roll dead again, but they don't read it that time, and Cambolo put under too much pressure and has to take it out for the dropout. He did not want to risk 6.
If the Warriors want a chance to come back, they need to score this set. They need to score this set. They've been gifted an opportunity. It was a great kick there. Might have been Josh Corcoran who actually kicked it. And I had chases here of Sean Walker and Isaac Simons. And unfortunately, Cambola was forced. He was forced to, as they make an error. And now Kieran Wells is away.
Here goes Kieran Wells in a foot race. Is he actually going to be caught here? Can the backup hooker make a tackle? I will be tackled eventually. But what a swing of that dreadful mistake. Now the Cowboys with a huge chance to threaten on the Warriors goal line already, and it's only tackle 1. Thanks to that coast-to-coast run by Wells. They try and go through Lord on the second, but didn't end up getting very far on that one. Short now to Caval. They feel like they need Caval. Wait, did Caval go over again? Have they let an absolute softie go through?
I think he's in here, Rohan Caval. I think he was just taking a hit up, and Patrick Corcoran and Ryan Lawrence get under the ball, mate. It's like you're pushing him towards the line there. And somehow Rohan Caval is extending the Cowboys' lead, and now the Warriors. I don't know if they can come back from here.
Yeah, well, if I had a nickel for every Cowboys half, but has been able to score a soft try by just getting underneath a tackle, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice. Caval ends up getting through the tackle of White and Lawrence and just ends up finding himself at the chalk and says thank you very much, and has a great opportunity to convert his own try as well. 20 minutes left.
They must be training strength, these 2 halves. I think David Warner did it twice last week and got a double from it. Not sure if Rohan Caval did the same thing last week, but I know David Warner did it twice. They just keep on doing it, the Cowboys halves, and well, 20 minutes left. They're going to have to go more than a point a minute if the Warriors want to come back here. Not impossible, but whatever is next to impossible for them to do. It's going to be very hard for me for the Warriors.
Yeah, well, I can confirm that it was not Caval that did any of that because he didn't have a try last match, but perhaps he has done it on some other occasions, though. That time he ends up getting one of his own. A huge score for the Cowboys, 24 points up with 19 minutes to play. Feels like a bit of an improbable but not impossible deficit as Lord now breaking through the center and captain meets captain. Lord getting a lot of ground over bunts who eventually get much more of the legs. And Lord, I mean, that was more of an exclamation of Lord than it was to speak of a player, as he has created a great opportunity for them. Even now, they might just look to punt, though. Let's see what they opt for. Moana does elect to punt. Decides to go down towards the wing of Simons. Had a lot of support with him. Probably could have even gone to Awatere. Try and make that take. I'm sure Walker is on that center line, excuse me. They brought Awatere on for Liam Rogers, who I do know has committed to the Warriors pretty much on a lifetime deal. And he has been brought on again to try and provide some last spark in this final quarter of the game. Here he goes now, trying to make a solid run. He does well there to get it past the 40. White goes to Corcoran. Josh this time. He elects for a long punt. That one has so much distance on it. It's gone nearly 80 meters. Omatangi has to take it in the end goal. Tries for the Antonio Cromartie return. Ends up being tackled just at the 8. Now to Wallace. Wallace breaking through here, and he meets face-to-face with Bunce. And again, Bunce has to basically just put his body on the line once again. He's had to work so hard for this, and yet it doesn't seem like the fruits of his labor will produce anything as Caval now breaks through, tries to step Bunce. Having to work overtime, probably needs double time and a half for all the things that he's tried to put together. As Lord goes to Wallace. Just about 15 minutes to go here, and the Cowboys, if they can put a dagger in here, could be curtains as Lord now. He goes again, fires an offload out for Mobberson. Mobberson through the tackle of Rogers. Game blouses.
Robbo Mobberston just up the middle. What an offload. Was that? I can't exactly remember who threw the offload, but whoever it was a great offload at the back. Mobberston just up the middle supporting. It was Chris Lord, in fact, the captain. Offload there. Liam Rogers can't keep hold of him. Patrick Corcoran's grabbing at thin air. And Robbo Mobberston's over. And I think that's game and match. I think the Cowboys are heading to one game from a grand final appearance.
Oh, what a sweet feeling that would be. Cowboys don't believe they've ever made a grand final. Now for an opportunity to see their fate through to one more day, one day more. Caval to try and make it a full 5-score game. Makes no mistake of it. And, well, I mean, Liam Rogers said he needed to provide a spark. And, well, I think it might have just been a spark that lit the fireworks warehouse ablaze and Now the Warriors are up in smoke.
Yeah, the Warriors, it's disappointing for them. 30-0 they've suffered today. It's just been... It hasn't been good. They've had opportunities to the Warriors, but they just haven't been able to capitalize on what them. All the Cowboys have scored for opportunities that, realistically, they shouldn't have been able to score from, just going through gaps, offloads, Tyler Matangi stepping through the line. They don't really score. They haven't really been scoring other than the when the two halves scored. They haven't really been scoring when they've had sets on the line. They've been scoring just through line breaks, pretty much up the middle.
Yeah, well, sometimes that's all you really need in order to produce the tries. Taramatanga again tries to break through, made another man miss, but it was Logan Strange there who had to work through and make the tackle, and they get a huge... That might have been a milked offside there. They get the marker trying to run back. I believe that was Corcoran, might have been David Barner, but still, the marker was offside and he's trying to run back, and Kieran Wells just throws a pass right into him and ends up getting a penalty for it.
Yeah, that's... I don't know if it was milked or not, but either way, the Warriors are going to be under huge pressure. If this lead gets any more, it's going to become an embarrassment very soon. And the Warriors, they want to stop that from happening. It's not looking good for them.
Yeah, they just need one more to go their way here. And, well, I mean, with 12 minutes to go, one might think, you know, well, what? Yeah, 5 scores. What do you need more? And it's just about making sure that you can secure it at this point. They just need to get over the line. You know, any score that you can get now will be great for morale, knowing that you can convert these opportunities in the second half into more and more points. Moana's grubber kick just ended up being taken there by Barner. Did well there on what was a bit of a jitterbug ball. Barner out to White, now Corcoran out to Simons. Tries to activate him, but Cooper Gronk does well in defense. Doesn't let him get very far out. Walker out to Slattery, inside, well, more an outside ball there to Strange. Trying to get it through the center of the park like the Cowboys have, but it feels like they've just been stronger on all fronts. But John Nanai trying to make a bit of a difference there. Ends up getting just inside the 40 rather. They go to Walker. Walker tries to kick. Oh, goodness me. Does he have a rocket attached to that leg or what? Ends up trickling down to about 25 out from the Cowboys line. Now the Cowboys have been set back early, though. I have to say it's likely inconsequential to this game.
Does that make an error?
Yeah, well, I might just be a bit of cacoethus, just urge to do something inadvisable, and that time just throwing one too many passes, and I think it was Chris Love ended up knocking the ball on. White out to Corcoran, now out to Bunce. Bunce is forced back in a tackle there. Look at Caval. He is being an absolute inspiration for this side. So the Warriors, good chance to not get shut out. Likely end this season with some positive keys as Avatera nearly to the line there. Work against the tackler, Moana. White, short pass, Shy McCartney. Can the half get underneath a tackle that time? No, he's just caught held straight up. As such, has to bring it 10 meters out. Some good defending that time from North Queensland. Tackle 4 now. Slattery, quick ball out. Oh, Barter took another hit. Josh Corcoran, though, has finally got over for the Warriors.
Yeah, the game may be done and dusted, but the Warriors at least will have something on the score sheet and won't have that big donut next to their name. Josh Corcoran it is off a loose pass, picked it up. Jamal Kasakau tried to sort of tackle him, tried to get under the ball, but I don't think it was good. And there's the green lights. It's a try.
Yeah, that was actually incredibly well done there by Corcoran. Just to hop onto that, and you know, the arm tackle of Kasakau, it's good to bring someone down, but it takes so much effort there. And he just got enough of a leg drive to just keep rolling. And as such, with the line so close, was just able to get himself over. Well, the Warriors, if they do want to try and create something here, that's not how you do it. They now have to go back, and they were thinking, all right, if we hit this, we can go back, we can maybe put up 4 tries in 8 minutes, you know? Back-to-back-to-back-to-back kickoff sets. I've seen crazier things, but McCartney has just set them back, and I think that's kind of been a bit of the microcosm of the match here. The Warriors were not screwed by the Cowboys. The Warriors have kind of screwed the Warriors with this game plan, and they haven't been able to produce any more points.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but it is what it is. The Warriors, they'll go back to the drawing board. They have most of the same squad once again for next season, so you'd expect them to sort of just build on the combinations they've got, see what they can do with it and see where they go for next season.
A lot of players have moved out, but we do have no free agents from this side, so no need to worry about that one. Also, do have one of the more complete squads already. Already signed 15 of their 17 players. Not many depart. But this might just be their eulogy as Bunce tries to break through once more. Ends up being tackled just outside, well, inside rather, for Cowboys 40. Corcoran will elect to punt here, even though I do think they needed to try and create some kind of scoring chance. Might as well just be time to close the book on this one. Gronk will try a little dummy half action. Ends up getting by the offside marker. That was Walker as he has to retreat for 10. Force Bunce into a marker spot, so if he can get another break, he'll really force Bunce back, though Council Cow that time shut down by Strange. Wells out to Kaval. Inside ball now for Amatangi. Out 5 minutes left, and the Cowboys, what can they build on from this? They've got a day with either the Raiders or the Sea Eagles. Next up, it's going to be a tough ask for them to defeat them. They have lost to both their sides. They're the only 2 losses of their campaign, so you think they have a chance here against whoever they face?
Oh, look, I think the fact that they're here, they definitely have a chance. I think, both times, although, to an extent, they weren't really in either game at various points. I think this is different since finals. They have a lot more experience than last time. Last time first, obviously, more games. I'll give them a chance, but I feel like both those sides are still above them still.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did feel like it was a bit of an order of hierarchy. We did only have one real upset in the grand scheme of things, which was the Panthers defeating the Warriors. And perhaps if the Panthers had gotten over the line against the Rabbitohs, it would have been an entirely different story as to the complexion of this season. The Cowboys and Panthers match that have looked like, but we can't play hypotheticals now. Elimination final, of course, is just about over. Maxwell trying a good kick return run. Wells out to Mobberston. And, well, with the match winding down, Lachlan, are there any players you'd like to spotlight from either side on their performances here tonight?
Oh, look, I think I just have to go for the entire spine for the Cowboys. I think Damon Wan and Rahan Kaval, they've led it exceptionally. They've been incredible, I think. I think they're probably my 2 best players for tonight. I think Talai Matangi's been solid as always. He's never not going to be solid. And I think Kieran Wells and Thomas Wallace at dummy half, they've just been solid defensively. But whoever's been on at the time, obviously switching around, along with I think they've made good decisions in attack. I also think the Cowboys forward pack's really stood up to this Warriors pack. Warriors pack got some really good guns. Logan Strange, David Barner, John Nanai. But they've really stood up to them. Robert Robinson stays the pace. Callum Irwin all set the tone early.
Yeah, can't forget Council Cow either, who made some crucial plays in this match as Warriors, likely on their final attacking drive, will try and get themselves down the park. Ron Walker tackled right on halfway. Slattery, short ball to Strange, but Strange, again, we're seeing it again, is muscled back.
His last game in Warriors colours.
Yeah. Go to the Knights next season as Corcoran has a shot put on him. White out to Slattery. Siren goes. Chance Bunce will hold it into the Warriors exit. The North Queensland Cowboys are headed to a preliminary final.
Yeah, the Cowboys, they definitely deserve it. That was a brilliant performance from them. They probably could have won by more in the end, but I think they'll be happy with the 30 points to 4 scoreline. They really showed the Warriors tonight who is the boss, and the Warriors, they'll be disappointed with that end to the game. Sorry.
Well, they have to just go back and lick their wounds, and while they would try and live to fight another day, but it'll have to be another season. Cowboys with Damian Moana as their player of the match, and you said it, he's been fully deserving of that at 149 running meters. More than perhaps you'd usually think for a 5'8", but thanks to him being the first receiver, he was able to produce one try, 1 assist, even a line break to boot. And the wing has combined beautifully. 15 combined line breaks along the back line with Kambolo, Aramatangi, and Maxwell. They performed superbly. Must be very happy with their performance. Casa Cow, the leader in tacklers, is finally playing 60 minutes with his 21. exceptionally well. And on the side of the Warriors, the main man would be Jai McCartney, not counting the hookers, of course. Jaden White, thanks to our continual run additions. McCartney, 166 running meters. Had some decent kicks there. Joshua Corcoran ended up scoring the try, was the main kicker. 9 kicks at 295 meters. Also had himself a line break. And Patrick Corcoran had to work for days on this one. 31 tackles, none missed, which is mighty impressive.
Yeah, what an effort from Pat Corcoran. I want to point out something that I usually don't point out. There was some of the Warriors forwards. And out of Takuri, only 45 run meters. Ryan Lawrence, 41 run meters. But the big one, Logan Strange, 41 minutes and only 34 run meters. They really kept some of these big guns quiet. Bronner Thompson, only 54 run meters. Rex Tanner, only 58. They just couldn't get any momentum from anyone.
Yeah, I mean, it was only really Pat Corcoran, the lock, that ended up producing anything for them. And I feel like the Cowboys pack have just put themselves up as a menace coming into next season, or even into their finals. So we'll still retain a lot of that pack as well. They will be losing Callum Irwin. I think they've got a lot to look forward to, but there's still the job in front of them.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's gonna be quite interesting. I think it's gonna be a game to watch next week. Whoever the Cowboys are versing, they're definitely gonna be up for the match. This was a great performance to get them started in their finals campaign. I'm really looking forward to the next week's game they'll have.
Oh, it'll be an absolute barnstormer. Well, for Lachlan Martin, all of the SRL staff and SRL TV, I've been Oli Pache. We'll see you next time. Enjoy the highlights, and we'll see you for the next one.